Coach Stoops.
Thanks, Tony. Obviously not the finish that we were looking for. I think that kind of puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth. You're sitting there, up 17 with 8 minutes to go in the game or something like that, and you're feeling pretty decent. And I think at that point in time, we punt, and obviously they hit the big explosive play on the first down. After the 3, they come back and get the explosive when we're up 14, and we knew the absolute exact play that was coming. And if I'm not mistaken, the corner and one of our defenders ran into each other and created the explosive, which is not good in that situation. You got to make them work for their yards. So I thought the beginning of the game was sluggish for us, letting them drive down and score. Offensively, came out again, just didn't do much. Early in the first half, and just overall, just a sluggish game. Good to get it behind us. We know that's a good football team. It's tough. They're going to play hard. They're going to compete for their conference championship. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. I thought, again, we did some good things. Will Levis played an extremely good game once again. We improved in certain areas with the protection. They were bringing a lot of pressures, and we made them pay for it with the pressures. We got it protected, and we hit the ball down the field and created some explosive plays. That was good to see. Our run game, again, hit and miss. And defensively, I just thought we were just okay. So a lot to improve on. It's good to be 4-0, and we're excited to get back to work and looking forward to the challenge getting on the road here this week.
Questions?
Mark, your best teams have been so good with a lead, having the ball, being able to hold on to it, run some clock at the end. How important is it to develop some of that in balance with the big plays that you can make?
Yeah, I think it is important. It's super important, and we need to continue to get better in that unpredictable run in 4-minute offense.
Mark, do you feel like you saw improvement from the offensive line?
Yeah, I do. I think they did some good things, and they were bringing a lot of pressures, and I felt like we picked up a lot and created some opportunities for the explosive plays. Again, with all of us feeling like maybe it was just a ho-hum performance. You're sitting there, and at that point when you felt like you had the game under control, if we could have got a stop, we were averaging, I want to say, 7.3 yards per play, which is pretty explosive, and we just got to do a better job of finishing.
There were a couple times after some short run, I think a 3rd and 1 short run, no gain. Will was just kind of clapping his hands. He seemed kind of frustrated at that time with the lack of push there up front and pass protection, getting sacked 5 times. What was he saying about just how frustrated he was?
I think we just felt like there was plays, there was opportunities, and we're getting close, and we want a couple of those runs to spit out. We had a couple, and I think there was a lot of confidence there that we could create explosive plays as we did.
I said waiting on the back, the backs. I can see a couple times with the backs missed the holes here, two over there.
I got to look at the tape, Lonnie. I'm not sure. From the sideline, maybe a few that there were some opportunities. Yeah.
Mark, I know you were unhappy with the penalties last week. Did you feel like you did a better job with them?
I did. Yeah, I think. I don't know what we ended up with. The hold there at the end was a big penalty, but I know. I want to say late in there, I noticed we only had maybe 1. I don't know what we ended up with. 2. Yeah.
Tonight we saw a lot more Zion Childress than we saw the past few weeks. How did you feel like he played and stepped in tonight?
We have a lot of confidence in Zion. I thought he did a good job and played well. I didn't see the whole. I didn't see the play. I just saw the finish. I didn't see the whole.
Mark, for several years you've been talking about wanting to get more explosive, getting some of those plays. Now you've got it there, and it seems like it's helping you mask some of the other bumps in the road.
Yeah, I think it's it's fair to say. I think it's we're all striving for perfection, and maybe we're not there yet, but we wanted to be explosive, and we're certainly getting that. So that's a plus. Yes, I'd like to be. It's also, you kind of, it's you got to be who you are. And right now we have a very talented quarterback, and we have some explosive wide receivers, and so we're creating some big plays. Yes, I think we want to be a little more consistent in the run game. See, everybody appreciates the run game now. For 5 years, y'all didn't appreciate shit. I'm joking, everybody relax.
Mark, seems like maybe a couple of the sacks, Will's, because of those explosive plays, Will's holding on to the ball because he thinks he can make a big play, wait for somebody to come open. Is that's what it looks like? Is that the way it is?
Well, when they were bringing all that pressure, he did a great job of hanging in there, trusting his protection, and we created the explosives. Even late in the game, I felt like we had a play designed to complete one, but the player was so far behind him on the front side, we doubled back. It was a double move, and he felt like he was going to fall into it because he was so far behind on a little snag route we had. And so, long story short, he kind of held that one late to cap the game, and he didn't want to make a bad decision and have somebody fall into a play, you know. But he did a really nice job, to your point, of hanging in there and delivering the ball downfield.
Mark, you mentioned that appreciation for the running game. You'll get Chris back. How much does he help as a blocker in addition to what he'll do for you as a runner?
He'll help in a lot of ways. We all know he's a very good football player in a lot of ways, and you know, we'll be excited to get him back.
Conference play ramps up. Where does the focus and how does the focus change now?
Well, I think everybody, you know, the intensity level, you know, has to ramp up. But I really, as I just told the team, we had a really good week of practice. You know, so I challenged them hard all week, and they did. You know, they really practiced hard. There's areas where we improved, and there's areas where you have to give them credit, and there's areas where we need to continue to go back to work and focus and get better, and we will.
Mark, you talked about the last few weeks using the statement, we have to get better around Will. I know you said we saw some sluggish things in that, but those areas that you looked at, did you see improvement in any of those specifically?
Yeah, I definitely think we played better around him. I think the receiver play was better tonight, it was cleaner. You know, there's still some younger guys there, some inexperienced guys, and I thought they did a good job. I thought the protection improved in a lot of ways. And you know, so yeah, I think we're doing some better things.
Did Northern Illinois have more misdirection than you were anticipating?
They did a nice job keeping us off balance. They did. Well, we were anticipating that. We always do. We get a lot of misdirection and boots and different things from our offense all the time, and so we see that. They did a nice job creating some looks and overloading us into the boundary and booting and pulling the three through. They did a nice job.
You were talking about those wide receivers stepping up. Last week in Monday, you said we needed to see the wide receivers block better. I know you got to watch the film, but just at first sight, did they do better at that?
I felt like they played cleaner, just in general. You know, so we'll see when I look at it.
What did you tell the team at halftime? It seems like they came out with a little bit more energy.
Yeah, I mean, it was an unfortunate end to the first half. It took the wind, you know, out of us. You know, you get to stop, and I play aggressive to get a last possession, and then we put it on the ground. I mean, that's inexcusable, and we lose a lot of momentum there. You go in 14-7 and you get the ball to start the second half, big difference there. So we just can't put the ball on the ground. But I just told them to, you know, just be calm, and 0-0, we're going to take the ball. We get the opportunity to get the ball in the second half and go score and go play. You know, I didn't want them to clam up and get tight at that point. And, they played good.
When Will is able to take a big hit and still throw a 67-yard touchdown bomb, does that kind of light the sideline up, provide a spark?
It doesn't surprise any of us at this point. You know, we know he's a tough guy. We put a lot on him, and he's playing really good football.
Mark, you said just okay defensively. The third down was a pretty big problem in the first half, much less so in the second. Was there anything noticeable there to you that was making a difference?
Well, I think, you know, part of it is them getting, you know, good opportunities, you know, third and short, third and medium, and keeping us off balance. You know, that was part of it, you know, the first third downs. And getting them in a little longer, predictable situations helps us out.
How reliable is Tavion then?
Tavion's playing really good. Yeah, very reliable. Just a crafty player. He's skilled, he's really good and talented, but he's also very smart.
Seems like he's got a knack for
He does.
making that first guy miss.
Yeah, he does. He has a good knack for sitting when he needs to sit, running through it, pulling out of it. You know, we knew we were in zero on a couple of those, and he spun out of it and made him pay.
What do you still need to see from the offensive line with the pass protection? Is there something with the technique, you know, this sacks, 5 sacks? Is there something that you still need to see from them?
It's not always on them. You know, I'm not saying none of it is or not. Any, you know, some of those sacks were. I know one in particular was that stands out to me that I know we got beat clean off an edge. There's other ones where the quarterback needs to throw the ball. There's running backs. There's a lot of people involved. I mean, as I said, we know that we need to improve, but look at the good that they did tonight as well in protecting a bunch of stuff. And they were selling the farm, and we made them pay for it.
As far as you can tell, do you feel like you came out of the game fairly injury-free?
I think so, for the most part, yes.
Anybody else? All right. If not,
Thank
thank you very much.